Hey Ben, I'm a huge fan. Thank you for coming here. So I kind of wanted to, I was thinking about this question on the way in, and I knew it was going to be a contentious one for you. I just wanted to ask you a question about your best friend, Milo Yiannopoulos. So I know you guys have a lot of history, I'll say blatantly, but I was thinking about this a lot, and I know that I pay a lot of attention to Milo. I'm kind of a big fan of his too, so I mean, I'm sorry about that.
You really even like the tooth caps and all that?
I mean, I wasn't down with the veneers and the butt injections. I thought he was beautiful before then. So I mean, but no, I'll get to my question. So I know you guys are really split, and he said some horrible things about you, and vice versa, maybe a little bit.
Not quite the same.
No, but I was kind of wondering.
I said he's not a conservative, and he sent me a picture of a black child on the day of my son's birth. So
not
quite the same thing.
I know. But my point is that like conservative speakers like yourself, like there's the intellectual dark web. There's a group of you guys that kind of help bolster each other up. And I know that he's not necessarily a part of that, but I was wondering if people in general could see that someone like yourself is willing to extend an olive branch of some sort, and this is like totally hypothetical.
Well, here's the olive branch that I extended to Milo. And I will say this, I don't feel the need to extend an olive branch to somebody who sends me pictures of black children on the day my son is born. But the olive branch that I extend to Milo is the same olive branch that I extend to anyone with whom I have significant disagreement. When he was banned from Twitter, I said he shouldn't have been. And that's even though a lot of the Twitter trolls I was receiving who were sending me anti-Semitic memes on a fairly frequent basis were Milo fans. So, so I think that, if Milo, I don't believe that people should generally be banned from social media platforms. I think Milo said a lot of really terrible things. And I think that he has been a detriment to the conservative movement by linking the conservative movement with a lot of very bad ideas. Now, does that mean everything that he's ever said is bad? No. I mean, there are some things that he has said about political correctness with which I generally agree. My biggest problem with Milo, and this was my problem before he imploded, right? My biggest problem with Milo, we had this argument even before he went kind of full alt-right or alt-light, or whatever he wants to call himself. My biggest problem with him was in like early March 2016, when he suggested that the future of America was not conservatism and not constitutional conservatism, it was a new big government populism that was going to take over where that left off. And I fundamentally disagreed with that, and he added that he thought that basically being politically incorrect was the same thing as being an asshole. I don't think those two things are the same. I think you can be politically correct, which is to say you say valuable things that people find unpalatable, but they are actually valuable. They are arguments that need to be made, and be politically incorrect. That's not the same thing as somebody dropping the N-word, or somebody dropping a slur, or somebody, doing what Milo was doing and showing pictures of actual transgender people on screens and mocking them for the crowd. Right? Like, I don't think that's necessary. I think you can make a fully cogent argument about what transgenderism is, or what we ought to do as a society about sexual differentiation, without doing that sort of thing. I think that it actually lends a lot of credence to the other side, which is politically correct in cracking down on free speech, when you conflate those two things, when you conflate incivility or being a jerk with being politically incorrect. So those are my main problems with Milo. As far as like having a conversation with Milo, again, I don't really see the need because I don't see the productivity. I don't have conversations with a lot of folks. But I also don't think Milo should be banned, and I've never called for him to be so. In fact, I've openly called, even when we were, even when this was at its worst, I said that he should not be banned from Twitter.